Welcome back, everybody. My name is Ace. This is the Wolves Garage channel, and your watch begins with the Pocket City. As always, if you want to directly jump to the gameplay, there will be a time code in the description box, as well as all the links that may be important to you. Otherwise, stick around and enjoy your second monitor gameplay slash content. Pocket City, it's a city builder, a pocket city builder that is incredibly cute looking, surprisingly cheap as well. So if you're looking for a cheap city builder, you can just like pop in, play some housing, feel good about having built some grids and move on. This is an incredibly good game for that. Although I will say one thing, having no music makes me feel a little anxious. I can hear my own thoughts. It's a little concerning, but it is what it is. Now, if you are wondering what this game may be reminiscent of, it is almost like a cute, simplistic version of another game I played a while back. It's one of the reasons I got this game in my sights, as it was very reminiscent of a different game I played a while back, a long time ago. At least it feels like a lifetime ago. Rise of Industry? Not Rise of Nations, that's a different thing. Rise of Industry. It's a very similar, cute style, but without the perhaps growingly complex resource management that game is known for, like a Factorio with lesser steps. This is just more about building as much as you can, as beautiful as you can, as well as you can within the confines of grids, and I suppose I could call them pockets. It also lends a few ideas from, I'm gonna say, is it SimCity, like the newer one that kind of didn't do all too well, but that wasn't necessarily the fault of the game, more so than the people who pushed that game in an unfinished state. If you know what I'm on about, you know what I mean, and if not, then let's just move on a little bit. Let me just quickly show you the very starting city I had. As you can see, it's very cute looking, very cute. You can zoom in and all that. It's very simplistic in its maintenance. As you can see in the top left, we have a bar. Green is residential, blue is commercial, yellow is industry. If there are any problems, like a lack of power, it typically shows up as a pop-up in the middle. Other than that, it's just very clean and also just very easy to jump into. You have a basic map, get some basic resources. As far as I can see right now, or not as far as I can see, but as far as I've experienced, you can't get rid of the mountains, but you can delete trees and all the other stuff. You have to expand, but also on top of that, one of the interesting things, and one of the reasons I refer to the ideas taken from SimCity and such, is that you can actually expand your region, and when you do so, when you unlock these other things, you can also share resources, which is interesting. Oh, the game likes to get very muted. If you pause, everything pauses. It's a little discombobulating. I like it when sound continues. No options in that menu screen is also surprisingly unique, and as I just said, silent. It's the one pet peeve I have. Say what you want about the complexities and the simplicity, the graphics. These are all like personal preferences, right? And like I said, this is a very cheap game. I wasn't expecting to solve quantum mechanics here. But the fact that it's so quiet when I turn everything on is like so discombobulating. It really is. Also, I have not heard music in this game yet, at least not while I'm just playing the game. But apparently there is music, or so I've been told. You can do sandbox as well, which is very, very lovely. Now, when you do start a new city, you can actually choose extra large and infinite money. Although I will say, when you do that, right, you can roll. Oh, there's the music, by the way. I found the music. We found the music. It's there. We found it. We got there. But yeah. You can see that the map is cut off if you go too big. Plenty of space to build. Plenty of space to build. So you can definitely make your dreams come true. I'm trying to start a new city here. Let's do casual. Let's do large. as that still falls within the confines. And I think we should just start at the very beginning. I don't like this close to the side. I want to have a little bit of space to build this as a centerpiece. I'm actually going to quickly change the sound here. I've changed the sound 3 times now, and it keeps making its own mind up about the volume. Now, unfortunately, there's no volume sliders in the game, which is also a little concerning. It definitely seems to have issues regarding this. And now that I actually try to externally remove the music by reducing it, it disappears. It seems to have some sound issues as of yet. I'm sure they will figure it out. They always do. No, I don't think that's a good spot. Ah, there's the music again. It doesn't seem to loop. Anyway, lots of mountains. We can't remove mountains. Definitely not in the beginning if there is a means. So I want to try to find a spot that is nice to build, nice to look at, and doesn't necessarily have a lot of things revolving around it that will prevent it from expanding. Do like the river here. I think this is good. Let's go here. And I think we should just enjoy the concept of Pocket City. Quests will be the main source of your guidance to a bigger and brighter tomorrow. In this case, it ends up being telling you that you have to build some residential zones and you get some XP, which unlocks things. You get money to build things. It's a very, step-by-step process. You do have a bunch of buildings, you can already tell. There are upgrades, which is very good. Certain buildings can be upgraded and they will change appearance, which is an incredible thing. I love it when games like these do that, giving me the opportunity to enhance and grow without having to rebuild the locations. Although, as you can see, rebuilding will be necessary because a power plant of 2,000 probably won't be as big, nor generate as much power as an 80,000 nuclear power plant. You do have to take care of some things like water, electricity, but we'll get to that as I am going to be playing the game right now and show you some gameplay. Let's see. Let's start with a basic road. Most things will be connected by road, like water. And with that, I mean like water, electricity. You don't have to lay the pipes like you would have to do, for example, in City Skylines. No, the road is included with that mechanism. The road is your pipes. The road is the means of connecting the utilities. Now, I kind of wonder how I want to build this. Now, the town hall is a 2x2, so we're going to have even numbers. But I also know other things that may be expended upon. Like, for example, no, you know what? I should not talk about it. I should just show you. I'm just kind of debating how I want to build this. How do I want to provide beauty in this hellish landscape of my parallel insanity? I guess I should just start with a circle around the town hall. Give me some surface to work with. I do have to keep in mind that there is money to take into consideration. Okay, we'll do a nice yes here. And I kind of want to consider the possibility of maybe making... Oh, I have an idea. I know. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Okay. The reason why I'm counting in 2 is not only that do we have to start off with 2, but most buildings that are coming out of the residential, industrial, and such have different sizes. I'm not sure yet exactly what dictates them, but I have seen them be as big as 3x2s, and 2x2s is very popular, and the bigger the buildings, the more efficient they are. Which is a little weird. So if you have one house, let me actually build some commercial here, for example. You will be able to tell. As you can see, some of them are 2s, some of them are, 2x2s. This is a 2x1, 1x1. You have all these interesting different sizes. And the curious thing about that is that this would make 15, but this would make 116. Yet if you take this 15 and do it times 4, you end up with 60. But this 4x4 is making 160, which is a lot more efficient for the same amount of space used. So I wonder if there's a means of like being able to do that doesn't revolve just repetitively rebulldozing until the AI decides that you are worth its time. Now these markers right here, water, electricity, I think they speak for themselves, and if not, then I'm very sorry that you haven't paid enough attention at school. let us move forward. I want to build industry in the back here. But I also like to build the idea of a buffer. I like to make buffer zones. Normally in games there is some pollution and such. There's some kind of mechanism here that is kind of like pollution. But not to the extreme of other building games that we may know, where the land itself erodes beneath your feet, which is always a little scary. But I will consider a bit of a buffer zone here once we unlock the parks and such. Let me actually build some industry so we can make some money, as well as make some important resources like power and water. As you can see, they connect by road. Now it's not connected, now it's connected. So we will change these sources of utilities later. Not connected, connected. That should all slowly become connected as this is done. A building. Let's actually level up. Level 2, as you can see, we have the small parks now. And a movie theater. A movie theater. But that's all nice and well. I just realized that I did not build residential. It's a minor concern. Yes. Let me build some minor residential here. Okay. That's okay, though. It's one of the problems that I always have in this game. It's fine. We're just going to make it work. One of the problems that I have is that I always go too big, too fast. And that's okay. Sometimes you just have to find a treasure chest in real life and get some interesting stuff. A landmark, a grand castle. I was hoping for some money, but it is what it is. Let me actually take a quick moment to see if I can do a restart here, because I think I kind of messed up a little too much this time. I will admit my first time was also like this in the game. Let's see if that functions. They did mention that you will get money if you have less costs. So the money is indeed pouring in. Well, if nothing else, it immediately shows that you do have to build according to the size, which is fair. Let me build an industry right here, because people need to make money to be able to spend the money so we can earn the money. The circle of life. Anyway, good tip. Don't go too big too fast. Here I fell under the ball into the typical trap where I know certain things ahead of time, so I was trying to preemptively build. I could have just prevented it by building the residential area first, but you know, sometimes you just gotta do what you gotta do. In this case, it's messing up the introduction of a video game because of your own incessive building habits. But that's okay though. We all have our little quirks. Unfortunately, as you can see, this is a 2x2. This is a 1x1. 10 people, 34 people. So this is more than, more than triple the value. Now, granted, it's 1 space versus 2 space. So this is, if you were to double this, it's 20. So we end up getting 14 more. So that's quite a bit of increase in value there. Now, there's no upgrades here. There are, however, customization options once you unlock them, and things like banks can be upgraded from like little theater-looking halls to straight-up skyscrapers, which is very impressive. We're getting some cash now, so let's actually get a little bit more of this. I say that with such confidence, knowing that I only have thousands to spare. There you go. It's a little temperamental. Oh, perfect. And as you can see, it doesn't actually recombine or re-evaluate the sizing after you build it. So you would have to really continuously build those if you want to have a lot of value out of that, which is really an interesting decision, really. Anyway, they want me to build some more residential. That I can do. Let's make sure we can do 2x2 so we can actually see if there's an actual difference here. 2x2s, they come. Oh, come on. Come on, Noah. There you go. And there it is, like a massive house. So you will be able to see the massive difference as well. Looks like the bigger the building, also the slower it built. which makes sense, right? We have a finished quest. 1,000 XP is coming our way. Very lovely. Continue. Click up. Level up. $5,000 in cash. And look at that. We have a residential large. 180. Look at this, right? This would be 68. This is 180. Do you see the difference in absolute devastating value there? It's insane. Absolutely insane. But that's okay, though. Oof. Not enough. Not enough. Let me actually just build 4 then. There you go. There it is. I feel like someone is watching me. Good. Getting a little bit of a roller coaster tycoon vibe from all these people talking like that. Although, granted, you have to click on a person. Here you cannot click on people. Lest you would be able to drag them and throw them into the ocean, because that's something I've never done in Roller Coaster Tycoon. We have finished... Oh no, we got a bunch of new quests. Yeah, this is the park one. This basically feels very much like a similar tutorial, but this is actually not part of the tutorial. Commercial zones, yep, you can skip them luckily enough. Oh, kickstart the economy, we have done, in fact, because we got more than $100 per, is it per second or per minute? Tap to learn more. Growth spurt, 400 citizens. We can easily do that. Build a small park. I'm thinking about making a buffer zone here by making a bit of a... Yeah, what would you call it? Like a park area? So this would be purely for aesthetical reasons. In my personal opinion.
Hi there.
Yeah, party city. There are things you can do to boost temporarily certain aspect of the city. Ah, speaking of the banks. Oh, by the way, we got a landmark, right? Where is this landmark we got? Ah, the Grand Castle. 20,000. Maybe I want to put that over there. Maybe that might even be better. Who knows? I definitely want to replace these at some point to make a more suitable area for them. Maybe I'll just put them in industrial. Maybe that's the key to victory here. Let's finish off this zone right here. Now that we have some cash coming in. Again, as you can see, we drew, a 4x2. And it's split perfectly in 2 1s, 1 2, and 1 4. Which is very curious. Very curious. Let's see if we can... If I just do them 1 by 1... Okay, now that seems to be entirely random. I do not see a pattern, at least. And maybe that's just me. Maybe there's some kind of invisible land value prior to creation. Who knows? Let's actually finish this. No. There you go. Now we have a bunch of residential. Our need for industrial comes up. And earlier I mentioned that if power plants and such are starting to suffer, you will get a pop-up in the middle of your screen on the top half. As you can see, 92% capacity right now. If we go beyond that, the power plant overloads and bad things happen. So we do want to already build an improvement of this power plant. Where do I want to do that? Because I kind of want to build the castle here. Is that weird? Am I weird for wanting to build the castle there? Or having a castle nicely and neatly in the middle? Like a king would deserve? Maybe a little bit. Unfortunately, we can't... we can move them. I was wondering why that didn't work last time. But anyway, it does cost a little bit of money. But a lot less money than actually having to deal with it. Unfortunately, my entire city is in disarray right now. Don't worry about it. It's just a tiny blackout. Much like we would expect in the hot summer days. Let's add some water. In case anybody is thirsty. Could add a bank. Could add a bank. But no, we needed power plants. Let's actually get the power plant going. The next power plant will be at level 12 for 8,000. There you go. And then in the meantime, I will use this as a buffer area for the sake of leisure. Ooh, you know what I could actually do? As I'm wasting valuable resources trying to make things look aesthetic. I am an animal. Don't put me in charge. Or do put me in charge. Depends entirely on what you want to do. We're going to go leisure. We're going to go outdoors. We're going to get the small park. 2,000 per park. Provides recreation and improves environment. And that's what I meant earlier with the with having to worry about the negative effects of industry and such. Improves the environment. Now, as you can see, I'm holding down shift. Oh. You only have to hold it down once. You have to click it and then it switches to multi. Which is an interesting thing as opposed to holding it. In every single game I've ever played, every single building game I've ever played, it was always holding it. Now that I think about it, I don't think I've never used it as a toggle of sorts. Anyway, got 1,000 more gold, which is perfect. So we can finish, almost finish. We can almost finish. We're edging our parks. It's okay. Don't worry about it. We're right at the edge here. And there you go. Right there at the edge with the park. And now that we have that, we can take a look at our quests, or we can build more industry. We actually did fail our industry just a little bit. So let's actually add just a bunch. Another level right here. Level 5, we're getting the trees outdoors. Maybe it would have been better if I went trees. Maybe trees would have been better. They might have been. You know what I could have done? Maybe I could have built a wider residential and put like parks inside the residential. Maybe there would have been something interesting with that. 400 citizens, very good. Continue.
Hello.
Yeah, let's throw a block party while we're at as well, because that's just in a little bit more XP. As you can see, plus 500, 5-minute cooldown. Much like a mobile game right there. Just a little boost right there. Quest. A triumph. Reduce pollution. So let's go to leisure. Let's go to trees. Improves environment. So here we have that decision where it's the small park is expensive and provides recreation, but also improves the environment, where the trees just improve the environment. But they are, you know, at 25% of the cost. Now, the thing to me that I'm confused about is that I don't see how much. Like, how much is a tree versus a park? Like, are they the same? I don't know. I do not know. Look at them dancing. Ah, yes. Some of them use the same dance move as I have. Standing around and then walking out of sight so you don't have to get to the dance floor. Moving on, getting the lay of the land. That's expanding. Way to grow. 1,500 citizens. It's a tough pill to swallow as we're only at 400 right now, but cash is coming in. Might actually expand over here. 15,000. You know what? Let's do it. Let's just give it a little bit of love here. Boom. Easy. Quest completed. More XP coming my way. Beautiful. Get those dopamine hits of finishing quests that have no meaning. It's like logging in bonus. Congratulations, achievement unlocked. You logged in. You clicked on the left mouse button. Anyway, they feel more like tutorials, but there's also like a separate tutorial, which is an interesting dichotomy of having both those systems in play at the same time. So, do we have any good... Yeah, I guess it is a lot of money. We're getting a lot of money back from building a bunch of trees. So, I wouldn't hate it. I wouldn't hate building some trees. Would I be a terrible person if I start demolishing a few things? You know what? You don't need your houses anyway. You don't need your houses, right? Like, who needs a house? In this economy, you can't afford it anyway. Let's expand that. Let's go and do the road. Go here. Beautiful. We're just going to demolish right here. Yes. And then we're going to hit up the leisure. Because I actually think it makes more sense to have parks next to residential more so than the trees. So we're just going to move these. We're just going to move these beautiful parks. Just boom. Move them. Move them right here. Move them right here. So then theoretically we have thematical buffer zones. Residential buffers to commercial through the means of beautiful parks. Beautiful, beautiful parks that are totally not size restricted. You totally have freedom to do things. A lot of room for activities there. You can't hold me back. I will play ball. Small. Oh, I keep holding down the button and the game freaks out. And then we can use this to actually just use nature to provide a natural barrier. Like that. Against the industrial wave of pollution. City Tower landmark. Maybe I can just use landmarks over here then. Look at that. Trees, baby. We love to see them. Maybe I can even make this tree line thicker then and move this to a different position. Because like I said, there will be upgrades to these water towers, to these electricity towers, once we get to higher standards, higher levels. So we might have to restructure our entire city. He says 2 seconds into the game, already restructuring as residential. This is what happens when I play these type of games. I love these type of games. I miss playing days and nights of games like these, where you just have so much to do, so many options and creativity to pursue. I lost so many hours in my life playing Roller Coaster Tycoon, Zoo Tycoon. What's the other game called? We have the Zoo Tycoons, we have the Roller Coaster, well, City Skylines, Sim City, the older ones, of course. Can anybody remember the dinosaur expansions? I didn't like the water expansion, but the dinosaur expansion was pretty legit, if I remember correctly. If for nothing else, that the fences were a little bit better. Ooh, The Sims, of course. Don't forget The Sims. Not that I actually played The Sims, I just built houses. I build houses and never actually played this. I don't care about the social interactions. Just give me furniture to place and walls to build and houses to create. It was lovely. Granted, when I started building those buildings or beautiful houses for the first time, I always had like, this is my game room, and then I built 5 different desks with like the most expensive computers, because that's interior design, right? Just add the most expensive things in a single room. That's good. The Sims seemed to like it when I actually did play for like the 2 minutes before I got bored and built a new house. Speaking of building new houses, we do have a lot of high need for residential, but I can't build like this without actually unlocking these 2 blocks. So how can I make this over here better? Maybe we can mirror it. Yeah, let's mirror it. I think that will look good. So let's build double residential like that. And then we go with the road. And then connect. Ooh, and then connect it over there, but then it's like one off. We might have to expand that a little bit. That's fine, we can expand. We will expand. We will improve. It is kind of weird though, like aesthetically speaking. Oh, like nice homely buildings, little apartments, and then boom, flat. Like who? Why? No. Can I delete you? Get out of my life. Nobody cares about you flats, despite it being like severely more efficient. Get out of here. Aesthetics. Ooh, fire department. That seems important. Nah. Just a little heat. You'll be fine. Right? Right, guys? It will be fine. Right? Not enough cash. Not with that attitude. 20,000 required to build a bunch of parks. What? You put a bench down, you put some trees down, I have to spend 20,000? Capitalism. Outrageous. We do have a massive increase of commercial now. So we may have to work on that a little bit. Once we finish off our small park. There you go. Beautiful. Look at that. Aesthetical pleasing. The parallels, I can see them form. Beautiful. Alright, I can definitely expand this a little bit so it doesn't have this weird nook, which I'm not a big fan of. So we want to do 2 more for sure. And then we want to cut it there. Yeah, I think that looks a lot better. Come on. Beautiful. This also means we can take leisure outdoors, put the trees down there, finish that. We can build some more industry right over here. Quests.
Fire chief here.
If only you can prevent... No, I'm not a bear that can talk, so it's okay. quest complete. He's very happy about his trees. Of course, he has $7,500. Easy money, which allows us to build. We could build fun. Is fun something we want to build? Is fun something that seems important? No. Leisure. Movie theater is not what I'm looking for. I'm looking for services. Wellfest Bank. Make some money? Money, anybody? Anybody want some money? Institution safety. Yeah, I think safety might be a good idea in hindsight. Where do I build safety? Let's build safety over here. There you go. Should be okay. We get our completion of our quest as well. Very good. Quest complete. Done. He's very happy. The world is a safer place right now. 1,500 is the next population boundary we have to hit. We could... Oh damn. That was quick. That was even quicker. Wow, Yes, alright. Fair enough. Don't mind me. Do a good job and we'll survive. Let's see. Max cash 50,000. We can expand upon that by using the bank. So let's actually do services. Wellfast Bank. Yeah, maybe we should just add the services right over here to make these like services while we build residential in this area. I think we can do that. Build the bigger services right over here. Yeah, I don't think that's a terrible idea. Does mean that we build residential in this corner though, so we have like an aesthetical limitation. Oh, we actually need 50,000 for that. That's a little rough around the edges. Speaking about rough around the edges, I think we had a landmark. We had landmarks. Yeah, we have a city tower for 8,000. Population growth. Iconic attracts new citizens. Increases city attractiveness and provides recreation. A historical castle. There you go. Sadly, there's no way to rotate it because I was hoping to rotate it, but that's all right. We have the banners on that side. We can work with that. Look at that. Let's build the castle from which your watch begins, and also is soon coming to an end. We're 30 minutes in. We have hit the mark. Lovely grand castle. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? What a wonderful note to end on. So thank you all so much for watching. This is Pocket City. Just a few bucks on Steam if you like your cheap city builders. It seems very cutesy, very simplistic. Just very quickly open up, build some stuff, call it a day. If that's your cup of tea, you know where to find it. And you also know where to find me. I try to be live every single day on Twitch. And I also hope to continue to provide content here on YouTube, so make sure to subscribe or check the links below in the description box. You guys have been lovely. Thank you so much for hanging out. I will catch you guys soon. And on that note, as always, I'm out!